I don't want to glorify this kid in any way, shape, or form because, quite frankly, in my eyes, he's a piece of shit coward. I just feel bad that he didn't get smoked by law enforcement, but because he's a coward, he gave up when they told him to. He put his hands up, he got on the ground, and he got cuffed because he didn't have the balls to kill himself, but he had the balls to climb up on a roof and shoot innocent people during a 4th of July celebration in Highland Park, Illinois. The parents never seem to know. They don't know anything. In this case, I'm calling bullshit. They knew, or the father definitely knew. This kid was a so-called rapper. Everybody's a rapper. Tattoos on the face, tattoos on the neck. He looks like a little fucking dweeb. And again, kept to himself. But apparently, those are the ones you have to worry about. Anyways, he made a rap video depicting a school shooting. He was the shooter. And no one knew about it. His parents didn't know. He posted it online. He posted it on his social media. According to his neighbors, the parents weren't wonderful. The police were at their house many, many times. Although the parents live apart, I don't know if they're divorced, nor do I give a shit. Apparently this kid lived with his father and his uncle. Well, back in 2019, this kid who, just look at the kid. The kid he's mentally ill. This kid needed help a long time ago, and I think he was crying out for it. And the parents, not giving a shit, didn't get him the help he needed. So here we are today with another mass shooting because of a mentally ill person with firearms. Back in 2019, according to news sources, he threatened to kill his whole family. Family didn't do anything about it. The police went to the house and they found several knives in this kid's bedroom. And after that was all said and done, he attempted suicide. I don't know how. It's unfortunate that he was unsuccessful, but that's just my opinion, like it or not. After the suicide attempt, no one thought he had mental health problems. They didn't give him help. They didn't offer him help. They didn't ask him if he wanted help. But what the father did do was go with him to purchase firearms. Apparently, the firearms he had the day of the July 4th shooting. The father, after all the red flags, all the signs, this kid was mentally ill, he needed help. The father thought it was okay to go with him and purchase a semi-automatic rifle. And no, I don't blame the rifle. I blame this kid because whether he knew what he was doing or not, and apparently he did, because apparently this was all planned out. He was apparently looking at synagogues, maybe to carry out one of these mass shootings, or a school. But for some reason, he chose on Independence Day to climb on a roof and start killing innocent people, enjoying their holiday, celebrating the birthday of the United States. And doing this, he knew enough to dress like a female, to wearing a wig, wearing women's clothing, and the wig was enough to hide the tattoos on his neck, on his face, so he could blend in with the crowd after all the shots and after all the death and after all the injuries. He could blend in and get away. The police did find the firearm on the scene, and off he went. They had no idea where it came from, no idea who it was. He took it upon himself to walk to his mother's house. She apparently is a piece of work as well, and he wanted to borrow her car, and she gave it to him, and off he went. The police had a description of the car. I don't know how they got the information or how they came to know that this kid was a person of interest. They ended up stopping him and taking him into custody. I blame the family for not getting this kid help. I blame a little bit law enforcement because they knew this kid had problems. And when he went to buy the firearms, he apparently filled out paperwork excuse me, for a background check, and he passed it. But he needed his father, for some reason, to actually take possession of the firearms. This is what I'm getting from media people, stories I've seen or read. My point here is they're going to blame the guns. They're going to blame the, I guess they probably may try to blame law enforcement because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And again, I do blame them a little bit. They knew this kid had issues. They did confiscate knives in his bedroom. There were no firearms. So really, how would they know what his plans were? Did anyone know about his rap video depicting a school shooting that he posted online? And supposedly there were other postings online where he predicted this was going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know where, but this was his prediction. And no one said anything. No one looked into it further. Obviously, again, the parents did not. And no one's going to make me believe that the parents didn't know that this kid was doing this, making these videos, making these social media posts, and drawings as well. Drawings of him in a gun battle with police, and he's killed, and he drew himself laying on the ground bleeding. But as we know, he's a coward, and he wasn't going to get into a gun battle with the police because he knew he was going to get killed. So now we have grieving families losing loved ones on a day where we're supposed to be celebrating with their kids, lining a parade route there to enjoy a parade on a beautiful day. And this piece of shit took it upon himself to choose that day to go kill and injure innocent people. Of course, the governor of Illinois is bitching and moaning and blaming the NRA and blaming guns because, of course, he's a Democrat, he's a liberal, and I think he said something to the fact of the NRA go to hell or leave us the hell alone. I don't know what that means. He was quoted as saying it. So right there, automatically, it's the gun. Sleepy Joe mumbled a few things, but it's the guns. Kamala Harris mumbled a few things to the effect of, this is serious, we need to take it serious, you folks are taking it serious, and it's really serious. You know, a Kamala Harris word salad, as we all have seen many, many times, and we've come to love and enjoy because they are quite funny. These people literally have no clue. They have no clue what's going on around them. They have an agenda, and their agenda is to get votes. And they're passing gun laws that make no sense. They continue not to do anything to combat mental health. And I'm not saying Sleepy or Carmela knew, obviously they don't know this kid. They knew nothing about him until the shooting happened. But my point is, the help is out there for these types of people, and there's millions of them, I'm pretty sure. So again, I think the parents should be held somewhat accountable, especially the father, knowing this kid had some problems. After all, he threatened to kill his whole family. He tried to commit suicide, which was probably just bullshit. He was just looking for attention. That right there should have been a cry for help, but the parents didn't give a shit. They let him go on his way and do whatever it was he did, which was apparently nothing but post online, make videos, and stay by himself until he decided to dress like a girl and go kill people. This happens all too often, and these cowards, these scumbags, these shitbags are put in jail. They're going to go to prison for the rest of their life, while families have to grieve and bury their loved ones because they were out enjoying a celebration. This kid I hate to say this because I'm not sure how I really feel about it, but certain crimes call for the death penalty. Disagree with me if you want, but I truly believe that. If you're murdering innocent people because you have nothing else to do, whether you're mentally ill or not, I think the death penalty should be on the table. If you murder a police officer, automatic death penalty, or any innocent person for that matter. And we all know the gangs are killing each other every day. We see it every day. You've heard about it this past July 4th. Chicago was a war zone. New York was a war zone. Philly was a war zone. And Highland Park, Illinois was a war zone. An upscale area where people chose to live and raise their families. And they chose on a beautiful day to go out and enjoy a celebration. And here comes Mr. Cremo III. He looks like he weighs 80 pounds. Tattoos covered up, wearing a wig, wearing women's clothes. He set out to kill people that day, and he succeeded. And again, it's unfortunate that he didn't engage the police in a gun battle, because we wouldn't have to worry about spending the money it's going to cost the citizens of that state, of that community, to keep that piece of shit behind bars for the rest of his life. So it all comes at a cost. It comes at a cost for the families to grieve and have to bury their loved ones. And the ones who are wounded, they have to try somehow to get over this, which, quite frankly, I don't know how they will. You know they're never going to a parade again. You can't after this happened. But the taxpayers and the government in that community, in that state, are going to pay for this piece of shit to live behind bars for the rest of his life, because our elected officials refuse to own up to it and say, you know what? Guns do not kill people. Mentally ill people with guns kill people. They'll never admit it. They'll never try to fix it. All they will do is go after the gun lobby and go after rightful, law-abiding citizens who own firearms and let them pay the price for all their failures in Congress and in the White House. It's never going to end. They will never, ever, ever admit the truth. They don't know how to stop it because they don't want to stop it. Plain and simple. We will never be able to stop all mass shootings. It's going to happen again, unfortunately, and again. And there's nothing that we can do about it. But you can. Local governments, parents, somebody has to open their eyes. And yeah, it may be a hardship. It may be an embarrassment for a family to say, my son or my daughter, boy or girl, two genders, another day for that. My son or my daughter is having these problems. They're making online posts. They're drawing pictures. The parents know. And they don't want to intervene or interfere with their children's lives. Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it one more time. You're the parent. They live in your home. You go in their room and watch what the fuck they're doing. You check their social media to see what they're posting. You look through their room and see what they have hidden, because kids like this have stuff hidden. And if the parents just had some balls to own up to the fact that their kid might have a problem and did a little searching, if you will, this might have been prevented. Uvalde might have been prevented, and a whole slew of other mass shootings might have been prevented if the parents were proactive instead of reactive. And that's my rant. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this situation. because it's bad, and it's going to happen again, unfortunately, like I said. But something's got to be done. And they need to remember it's not the guns. It's the bad people. I like to call them shitbags, cowards, because that's what they are. So again, like and comment, share this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. Again, thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and I'll see you again with something else, because there's a lot of shit going on right now. So I'll be back soon. Have a great night.